Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. It is Friday, July 28th. I'm Michael Taylor. Thanks for joining us. We have a packed show today, lots going on in there. We are going to have the PC Club and the Publishing Club. They're going to be joining us today talking about looking for your family, doing family searches, and they have some events coming up for that. Also Sports Corner with Cole Young and Republican Club going to come on and talk to us about their new program that they're going to be having right here on Village Television, so that should be fun. Hey, we want you to stay informed, and this is a good one for stay informed. We have the Optimal Aging series coming on, Pillars of Brain Health. It's going to be Thursday, August 3rd at 2:30 p.m., Clubhouse 7. There's a phone number there on the screen for more information, and they're going to be identifying your brain health, things about Alzheimer's, all sorts of information that you're going to want to know about. So go ahead and make sure you get into that one, make your reservation as soon as possible. Local weather, let's take a look outside. It's a little hazy. It's clearing up, though. We've had the marine layer has been pushing it just a little more every day, but it's going to be nice and sunny today. 88 degrees is going to be high. We're going to get into the 90s, looks like, over the weekend. And then we're going to have some clouds come in on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday with a possibility of maybe even some showers. That monsoonal flow is kind of circulating around and pulling up that warm, humid moisture from the south, and we might have the chance for some thunderstorms even on Monday. So look out for that. Let's take a look at our sunrise and our sunset. Whoop, this is a scary one. We should have saved this one for Halloween. This is a photo from Alan Clark over one of our residents in the Laguna Woods Village area. Sunrise is 6 a.m. today, and the sunset 7:54. If you'd like to send us a picture, you can do so. Send us your pics anytime. Just email them to us, lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. Make sure you include your name, where you took the photo, and make sure you take that horizontally like you see there in the bottom right part of the screen so we can make it fit on our screen and show everybody your picture. Okay, we have no meetings to tell you about today, but when we come back, PC Club and Publishing Club have teamed up for a great event. Stay with us.
I'm Stephanie Landon, talking to you today about prostate health. The prostate is a gland found only in men. It's part of the male reproductive system, and it's shaped sort of like a walnut. Prostate cancer is extremely common as men age. In its early stages, there are generally no signs of prostate cancer. The most effective way to find it early is through regular PSA screenings with your physician.
Living and learning in Laguna Woods Village is a unique experience. For over 45 years, the Emeritus Institute has provided tuition-free college classes within your community. Join us to experience expert faculty, quality academics, and to make friends through the Emeritus Institute. New classes start every semester, and you can join nearly any time. Visit us anytime at saddleback.edu/emeritus. Learn, live, and thrive with the Emeritus Institute.
At Healing Hearts Emergency Animal Hospital, we are dedicated to emergency veterinary care through high-quality veterinary services and compassion. We offer state-of-the-art diagnostics at competitive pricing. Our doctors will see and care for dogs, cats, and most exotics. In case of emergency, rest assured Healing Hearts Emergency is here for you when your primary veterinarian is closed. Open nights, weekends, and all major holidays.
Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From a delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
There's throwing things around here in the studio before we start the show. Okay, we are joined today by the PC Club and the Publishing Club. They've teamed up for a great event that's going to be going on in terms of searching for your family history. Joining us more to talk about that, we have J.R. Davis and Nancy Brown. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning. And so, what was the brainchild of this? What was the reason for you guys to first team up and make this event happen?
Well, as on the part of the side of the PC Club, our late president, Bob Sellards, was president of the PC Club for 10 years. Mm-hmm. He was very interested in genealogy, and he promoted it. He led a group. He had classes. And as I say, he was president for 10 years, and then we had, after he left and COVID came along, and I took over as educational chair last year, mm-hmm. and I was interested in reviving that program, but I couldn't find any instructors. So coincidentally, Nancy Brown, president here of the Pub Club, came along and was looking to team up with, talk to our president, and he asked me to coordinate it and monitor it and run it from the PC Club side. Okay. And we had a class in April, and went on from there.
Now, Nancy, before PCs came along, the only way to find ancestry was to go look for books and journals and recorded, written down information there, right? And that's Correct. The old. Is that and what got you guys interested in saying, yeah, this could be a great idea for?
Well, I've just been interested for a long time, and before I even moved back to California, when I was living in Illinois, I was involved in a genealogy club where I lived, and the particular website that I got connected with was Family Search. And when I moved out here, I discovered there was a family search center down in Mission Viejo, so I started going down there, and I met Christine Francis, the co-director. And Christine modified her volunteer schedule so she could come to our workshops. Okay. And in May, she led a workshop in for our club, and then we teamed up with the PC Club in June. And because of all of the things that JR mentioned, we thought this is a great partnership. Mm-hmm. And
now, how is this different from the Ancestry.com searches and those kinds of things that other people have done in terms of DNA and all of that?
Well, it is. It's another website. Okay. It is affiliated with the Mormon Church, and they have the largest database in the world.
Right. Yeah, and a lot of people don't know that. They have the largest database of genealogies and family trees and all of that information.
Right.
It's incredible.
So, but the cool thing about the family search centers is that they have access to Ancestry, newspapers.com, Find a Grave, and all these other kinds of websites, so you can connect and get information from those as well. So,
now for the PC Club, is that one of the things that maybe is hindering people? Like, I don't want to do a computer search. I don't know how to make these things happen. Do you guys kind of come in here and help bridge the gap for that?
Well, yeah, the purpose of the PC Club, which started almost 40 years ago, by the way, in 1984, was to help people better understand, help them improve their computer skills, basically, in all areas, and of course genealogy is one of those, and so we continue to do that today, and but we have many things going on, including a great tax program run by Barbara Harris. We did over 1,000 tax returns. She and her group last year, free tax returns. So we're involved, in a lot of things. We have a workshop, and we have a classroom called the Bob Sellards Learning Center, which is a great facility.
And when you get people in, and the folks who say, I don't know anything about computers, and when you kind of show them that pathway, do you see the light bulb go off after a while, or?
Well, yeah, the instruction side, that's just one side.
Sure.
We have, in the workshop, people come in every day with all kinds of questions. We have 2 supervisors in there who answer their questions, help them, some come in just to use the computer, some to print and scan and different things. And we also have a greeter there who can register them for classes. And in classes, we go all the way from very basics to, a little more advanced. But these days, people want to know how to use a computer more than how does it work.
Okay,
so
good.
We're trying to concentrate on that.
Good. And now, Nancy, have you done the family search yourself?
Yes.
What have you discovered? Anything along the way?
Yes, well, yes. I was just telling someone out in the green room about the amazing discovery that I made just last year. I never had seen a photograph of my biological father.
Oh, wow.
He and my mom divorced when I was 2. And through the volunteers' help, they discovered a newspaper article about him being a pilot, and his photograph was there.
Oh, wow.
And the volunteer looked at the picture and looked at me and said, there's definitely a resemblance.
What was that like for you?
Oh, it was just amazing. It was amazing. And, that kind of spurred me on to doing more with the program, because you can take photographs, you can take a video, you can attach it to your family tree. And all of this is just, it's for my children and grandchildren and beyond. So
That's terrific.
yeah, it's very exciting.
JR, have you done the same? Have you discovered anything along the way?
Well, absolutely. I've been interested in genealogy myself for years. And, my brother first got interested in it probably 30, 40 years ago, a long time. And so I picked up from what he was doing and explored on back. And yeah, I have several branches, very interesting, many generations back.
Okay. Now the event, I want to talk about the event before we go. It's full right now, but you guys are planning another one, right?
That's right. We have in September 13th, we have our next family search workshop, and JR's in charge of the registration.
Okay,
PC Club. So you want to?
PC Club will be the
PC
folks.
Club,
that
yes,
get a hold
and
of.
you can register at the pcclub.org, and we had a chart there, but
Yep.
there's. Go to the pcclub.org. On the left-hand side, you'll see class registration. There's also instructions there. I strongly recommend that you read the instructions if you haven't done this before.
All right, we got that up on the screen. They will take care of that, and we'll make that happen. Nancy and JR, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
When we come back, we're going to take a look at the Sports Corner with Cole Young, and then the Republican Club will join us. Stay tuned.
We are quickly approaching August, which means we have some exciting stuff on the horizon in the sports world. I'm Cole Young, and welcome back to this week's episode of Sports Corner. To start, the Women's World Cup is still in the group stage, and the U.S. women's national team started out strong with a 3-0 victory over Vietnam last Friday. Sophia Smith scored twice for the United States in the opening half, and Lindsey Horan added a goal in the 77th minute to secure the shutout victory for the U.S. Their second game in this stage was Wednesday night against Netherlands, and unfortunately, the result was different. The Netherlands scored early in the first half and dominated possession in a very physical battle. A header off a corner kick in the 62nd minute by Lindsey Horan would be the equalizer, and the final score would remain 1-1. The US and Netherlands are currently tied for first in their group, each with 1 win and 1 draw. The US women's national team plays their third game of the group stage on Tuesday, August 1st against Portugal, and then the official bracket kicks off next weekend with the round of 16. Speaking of Americans and championships, American Brian Harman won his first major title at the Open last weekend. Harman entered the Open as the 26th ranked player in the world and finished his surprising run at Royal Liverpool 1 under 70 in the final round on Sunday. He finished the tournament with 72-hole total of 271, which was 6 shots ahead of second place. This margin of victory matches the second largest in Open Championship history by a golfer from the United States. Tiger Woods won the Open by an 8-stroke margin at St. Andrews in Scotland in 2000. At 36, Harman is also the oldest first-time major champion since 2017. The next PGA tournament is the 3M Open in Blaine, Minnesota, starting this weekend. Since the NBA Finals ended a few months back, we haven't had a ton of reason to discuss basketball, but earlier this week, history was made. Boston Celtics star Jaylen Brown agreed to sign the richest deal in NBA history, a 5-year, $304 million Supermax contract extension. This tops the $276 million extension for the Denver Nuggets center Nikola Jokic, who, keep in mind, is a 2-time MVP and won a championship just a few months ago. Obviously, these contracts are filled with incentives and other clauses, but for sake of argument, I broke down that number just for fun. $304 million over 5 years simplifies down to about $116 per minute, meaning by the time I finish this show, Jaylen Brown will have made around $400 or $500. Anyway, a contract of this magnitude sets the ceiling very high, and I have a feeling this record will continue to be broken down the line. While July is arguably one of the slowest months in sports, it holds major significance for one reason. It's officially the last month without football until March of 2024. The NFL preseason kicks off next Thursday, August 3rd, with the Hall of Fame game matchup of the New York Jets and Cleveland Browns. The matchup, which kicks off the NFL's 104th season, will take place in Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium in Canton, Ohio, right next door to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. While preseason games don't really matter and aren't necessarily the most exciting of games, the Hall of Fame game is more about the ceremony than anything else. The players being enshrined in the Hall of Fame this year are present at the game, then are officially inducted on Saturday at the stadium. Browns great Joe Thomas, along with Jets legends Joe Klecko and Darrelle Revis, will be enshrined as members of the Pro Football Hall of Fame's class of 2023. Rondé Barber, Don Coryell, Chuck Howley, Ken Riley, Zach Thomas, and DeMarcus Ware round out the rest of this year's class. Staying on the topic of the NFL, Quarterback, a new behind-the-scenes documentary, is now out on Netflix. The show follows quarterbacks Marcus Mariota, Kirk Cousins, and the face of the NFL, Patrick Mahomes, throughout the 2022 season. It gives us as fans a great look at the day-to-day lives of an NFL quarterback and all the highs and lows and troubles and success that come with the position. Even if you aren't the biggest football fan, the show does a great job of explaining the nuances of the game that will make you like and root for all three of these players in the future. We've got soccer, golf, baseball, and very soon football to enjoy, so be sure to catch some games or matches this weekend. But if you miss any, come right back here next Friday and I'll give you all the latest news and updates. I'm Cole Young. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time.
All right, we have some breaking news from the Republican Club. They have a brand new television show they're here to joining us to talk about, and we want to welcome Ro Kendall and Pat Micone to the program. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about Light on America. What's that going to be about?
Oh, it's wonderful. It's a show to open up a little bit of light onto the issues of the day. We want to focus on disinformation and misinformation. There's so much of it in the news. Mm-hmm. So we want to open a little light onto truth.
Okay.
So
that's a pretty tall order.
Isn't that, but there's so much material.
There's lots to be working on.
That's true. There is.
My goodness. Okay. And so, what was the inspiration behind the show? What made you guys say, hey, we should probably give this a shot?
Yeah, well, basically it's seeing all of the disinformation and misinformation in the media and how people aren't always aware, Michael, of what's really going on. Mm-hmm. You know, we have such division in our country right now. We want to focus on us as Americans. We hope our message in the show will be to reach out to our villagers, our little world here, and hopefully, help people be more informed with information that they may not get otherwise.
Okay. Okay. And I guess the question is, and sometimes it's, on the conservative side and the liberal side,
yeah,
who is the bearer, who is the holder of these truths, right? Because something on a liberally slanted program, you might say that's not true, that's not, and then so that back and forth. So I guess it's hard to know who to trust, or how do you find that
Exactly.
that what was the old saying? You have your own opinion, but you don't have the right to your own facts, kind of thing.
Right. Or my father-in-law used to say, we're both entitled to our wrong opinions. That's another way to look at it. But yeah, that's true. And what is the truth? What the source of the truth? Only God really knows the truth. We only know the truth from God. But we know it from science. Like, for instance, I have a medical background, so all of my education was scientific foundation, learning about the body and how it works and what we can do. So there's scientific knowledge, there's natural, we look in the natural life, we have gravity, we have the North Star, we have, things
Right.
that we can find the truth about.
The Earth is round.
Yes, right, it's not flat,
good
right.
stuff like that.
Remember that flat Earth thing? Yeah. So, you're so right, it's really difficult.
Yeah. Now, Ro, will there be guests on the program? Are there going to bring experts in, kind of thing?
Well, I think that our first show, we just wanted to let people know what we were about and what our intention was,
Okay.
and to welcome people. And from here on out, we're hoping to have guests because it makes the show much easier, and we'll bring to light issues that affect our community. We have several people in mind, and it's going to be really interesting.
Okay, so should we expect, not to give anything away, but should we expect local politicians? Should we local?
Probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Hopefully.
Yeah. People who are on point in terms of their conservative values, or in terms of their messaging. Authors and those kind of things.
Sure,
Yes.
we're still brainstorming about it, but yeah, our next guest is going to be Linda Coling. She's a lady who lived in Northern California. She was actually mayor of Foster City up there in Northern California. She's going to be coming on and talking about cities and how our cities are in jeopardy right now because the government wants to bring in more housing. Like, I think Laguna Woods, they want to have about 8,000 more units in Laguna Woods. 8,000, that's a lot.
Right.
So we want local control, and Linda's going to talk about that.
And I guess that's one of the balances I think a lot of cities and a lot of communities deal with is with the population growth, right? There's this demand. We know there's demand out there for housing, but where does it go?
Yeah.
Low-income housing, how do we solve homeless problems in the larger cities, and what things are going on in San Francisco that we all worry about and we see in the news. And so I guess the bigger question is, okay, we don't want to grow these areas, but where does the growth go? Because there's so many challenging things to solve in those areas, right?
Our legislators, our people who run government, it's amazing. I mean, it's such a complex thing.
Right.
Yeah, we got to find solutions to them. So hopefully we'll be shedding light, like Rose said, on these issues, and just, and hopefully it'll be entertaining too. We want it to be
hope
fun.
So. We want people to watch.
Right.
And so when you guys talk about like truthful facts, how are you going to where are you going to like boil that down to when you bring your guests on?
Hindsight is like the best
The
revealer of everything.
Monday morning quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, it's the truth. It is the truth when it becomes revealed that so all those naysayers regarding COVID, the vaccination program, it's all coming out now that was a big hoax. I'll say it. It was a hoax. So we have a lot of information about that. A lot of things that were ignored in the beginning that
when you say the vaccination program was a hoax, do you mean that there was an ineffective vaccine, or that we didn't need it, or because there were those who argued, hey, we should let this COVID wash over us and let it kind of go through, and that was the best way. Some countries in Europe actually,
herd immunity.
Yes,
herd immunity was one of the.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say hoax, what do you mean by that part of it?
Well, no, the part of it about wearing masks and locking people down and the damage that did, that was tremendous, and it wasn't necessary. And we had the Barrington Declaration. They talked about, these are highly esteemed people. They said, we don't have to do this, but they were shut down. But now they've come around to be right.
Well, I mean, there's certain, for instance, masks. People were like, well, it's not protecting us. I'm not protected when I wear a mask. Right, you're not. But if I have a mask on and if I cough, and it's going to at least help in terms of those droplets and those kinds of things. So I mean, there's some
diminish them.
diminish. So I mean, I think shutting down schools is probably in hindsight, like you say, probably the worst thing we could have done for our children.
no.
And making them and them not going to school, they lost this whole
Yes.
year in their lives, and it
Yes.
was definitely detrimental in
Yes.
major ways.
Yes.
And so I can see how there's that argument, that debate, you know, and every 100 years, I guess, every pandemic, we're going to get some things wrong and get some things right, right? So I think those are the big challenges in figuring
Yes,
out, like you
Michael.
guys say in hindsight,
Yes.
where do we go from here, and how do we make these better for the next time?
And one of the things with misinformation, if some of the information that was coming out earlier was heeded, was actually looked at and not suppressed, that's where we could have, prevented so much damage that
But
occurred.
do you give some sort of acknowledgement in terms of like nobody knew what to do? Like, okay, let's try this, let's try this.
yeah, it was
like throwing a lot of stuff
It was
at the
new.
wall.
I mean, we hadn't experienced a pandemic since the 1900s.
Right. That's the thing. I think there was a lot of lost knowledge from the first
Yes.
time, and then okay, oh my gosh, what do we really do?
Yep.
And I think there was a plan in place. So here's what we're going to do for a pandemic, and boy, did it not work.
Yeah, it was scary, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We were all glued to the TV
We
for
were.
those first times.
Yeah.
But Senator Ron Johnson said, he acknowledged in a recent roundtable discussion, and we talk about it on the show, but he said, we have to admit what we don't know.
Right. Right.
That's humble.
Well, I want to thank you both for coming in here. Light on America is going to be on Village Television,
Yeah.
and look forward to the premiere of that program.
Thank
you,
you.
Ro.
Thank you,
and,
Michael.
thank you, guys. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
coming in.
Michael.
And we'll be right back.
Achieve a level of comfort you've never known before. The Daydreamer will take you through smooth movements and guide you effortlessly into your favorite positions. Adjust the power pillow for ideal support for your head and neck. This and our positioning technology allows for infinite relaxation. Lay back in zero gravity while watching TV and put your body and mind at ease. Lift your spirits and find your favorite daydream. Contact your local Golden retailer today.
All right, folks, we're going to have a quick goodbye here. We talked too much. The movie today for the Friday night, Chinatown, starring Jack Nicholson and Faye Dunaway. It is a classic. It's brought to us by Memorial Care, and it's going to be on at 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. Let's take a quick look at the weather, and it's going to be a warm one. Oh, my goodness, very, very, very warm. It's going to heat up over the weekend. We might even have some showers on Sunday and Monday, so stay with that one. Be careful, wear the sunblock. That's going to do it for this edition of This Day. Thanks for joining us. For everyone here at Laguna Woods Television, we hope you make this day a great one.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2024 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. With standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 32 miles per gallon. Plus, 97% of Outback vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. The 2024 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you.
Irvine Subaru. Buy online, just come in to sign. Get 2 years complimentary maintenance included on all new Subarus.